I'm ready.
All right.
Get your notes.
Yeah, I got the notes, and I annotated them with line numbers so I wouldn't lose count this week. Just waiting for that clock to tick 10. I'm legally required to tell you that we're on the air right now.
Well, let me change into something a little less comfortable. Is the theme song playing?
Not yet.
No? Oh, it's just us on the air?
That's what it is right now. Oh, wait, it's 10.
That's my favorite part of the show. Yeah, it's 10
shut
o'clock.
Up. Let me play the theme song. God.
Play the theme song and I'll stop talking. Because that's my least favorite part of the show. When I play a song and you hear the knuckleheads in the back, they keep talking. Because if I go over and mute them, they will continue to keep talking to each other, and then I will come in from mute and they'll be in the middle of some crazy banter or diatribe that was missed completely. So I stopped muting during the song breaks. And I believe several people in the Hypercom, which is accessible at timesoftheshow.com, click the Discord button. You can go in there, and they were telling me, I like hearing them talk over the song. I think it was meta for even this show, which is just a tiramisu of meta. It's layers. And just because something is meta doesn't mean that it's good. It doesn't mean that it's interesting. But as long as we keep referring to how we're pretending to not notice what's happening on the show, then I guess in perpetuity, the gag remains somewhat amusing. So let's aim for that, you know? You don't have to reach for the stars. You can stop at the sky. Reach for the sky. That's as far as you have to do. I just got a text from Pease.
Did
and
he
my
send
wife.
in a viewer mail?
Who, Pease?
Yeah.
Not one I'm gonna read from this list. I've got other messages from Pease that I think I could read on the show. That would be greater. And I'm distracted because I have messages coming in. So I'm doing the show on my phone in a room over Wi-Fi. And I have headphones in. You know, I have like wireless headphones, and I'm talking into the microphone on my wireless headphones. I'm kind of pacing about the room. And that's how I'm doing the show now. I don't push any of the buttons.
20 more seconds of theme song to talk over before I do the intro. So you're
okay.
Just fine.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. I really hate it when they do that, when they talk over the song. But I let them. I don't know any other way to put it.
Broadcasting live from temporarily Supersphere Studios in the future capital of the former Spanish Empire. It is clearly it's time for the show. Fidd
here. Favorite part of the show.
Yeah, this is my favorite part of the show. It's where I get to greet you and ask you how you're doing as if we haven't been doing sound checks for the last 15 minutes. Just to give, the audience the illusion that we just happen to bump into each other. Whoa, hey, Dr.
Hey, man.
Fox. Funny seeing you here in this time for the show chat room at the scheduled broadcast hour. How are you, sir?
I was just on my way to the bathroom, and I thought, well, you know what? I could probably make a bigger mess in here. How are you doing? Are you satisfied with your day? Have you been
really
keeping
shitty.
up with the times? It's time for the show after all. I guess you're keeping up with it because it's 10:04 p.m. while I'm saying this. I'm not looking at a clock on the wall or anything, even though you and I are in the same room.
I showed up on time, and just like you get, 500 points on the SAT for spelling your name right, I think I should get about 90% of the credit for the show by just showing up on time. I can coast from here. I don't have to be funny or entertaining or anything. I wasn't planning on it in the first place, to be honest. But I did get your show notes.
Fantastic. I was just going to make the note that, those extra points that the black kids get automatically on their SATs, that is also just for spelling their name right. They just have harder names to spell. So
it's fair.
It's fair. It's fair. It's legitimate. You got the show notes.
I got the show notes. Have I read them? That's a different question, and you didn't ask me that question, so I'm not gonna tell you that I didn't.
Well, but you did. You got the show notes.
Yeah, I got the show notes. I'm still dialing in the background music and.
Oh, is this? Are we doing the sound check on air?
Yep.
That's my
your favorite part of the show.
Absolutely.
On air sound check.
We're doing really well. I was just talking to Reverend Stupid Faggoty Ass Bullshit Gay Subgenius name 23, caller 23, and he was saying, these last few episodes of Time for the Show, where Fidd's been doing them, the sound is so much better. And Dr. Fox, you are good at a lot of things, but some things you are not good at. All I'm saying is that while Fidd's been doing the audio from his broadcasting unit in the Super Sphere Media Empire headquarters in St. Petersburg, Florida, which is the future capital of the former Spanish Empire, audio, unprecedented. It's the best. How's it sounding? Is it good yet?
Oh, it sounds good. I was just doing a little time warp there.
Oh, I didn't even pick up on that. That's how good you're doing. That's how good
it was
you're
my
doing.
little joke because while you were reading the accolades about how good the sound was, I turned on a back feed that was 7 seconds off, just to shit on your compliments to me.
Was that the joke?
It was a bit. It was more of a bit than a joke.
Oh, speaking of bits, I got bits, but I don't know. But that's what we do. Okay, so I have a bit. You right? I have the bit. And I'm starting to feel that in these times of Time for the Show, this is where it comes down to. We have the algorithm to fall back on to attempt to develop any kind of comedy stylings that can be diluted into the stream. That's what it is. We are mining for jokes here. And over the past 5 years, over the past 204 episodes, I don't think we've ever come up with a joke on the air. But I do have a note right here about an idea for a bit. And so it's up to you, Engineer Fidchuli. Should we continue on with the show note route and continue our traditional ski-free slip and slide slalom to Funny Town? Or do we divert immediately to the note about the bit?
Well, did Pease send in the bit or the note?
It is a bit that I wrote down earlier, and my esteemed wife, Dr. Reverend, my wife, sent me just moments ago that note. As for Peas, I really don't have I don't have a lot from Peas. He's all angry and sad, which there's a bit in that in Cube News. So maybe we should come back to the bit. It is written down, but maybe we should go to the next part of the show and do Cube News.
I don't see anything in the show notes about doing a bit.
It's not in the notes. It's not in the notes.
Well, that was a bluff. I haven't read the notes. Let's start now. It's time for my favorite part of the show, the reading of the show notes. All right, line 1, time for the show 205, line 2 blank, line 3 blank, line 4, Fidd, do not read this part on air, line 5 blank, line 6, Fidd, read this on air, line 7, TFTS relay 010223, line 8, more like the San Fran 69ers, am I right? Line 9 blank, line 10, it's your favorite part of the show, Fox, Cube News.
Cube News, alright. You've got those. I'll pull up my copy of the notes, if I can. I'm on my phone. Did I mention that earlier? I'm on my phone. I don't know how this thing works. Oh, I can download it as a file. Neat! Open it, sure, okay. Cube News, alright, yeah, Hypercube custom socks. We have someone that was interested in doing Hypercube logo socks, and it would be a 50% split. Their company would get part of the sock money, and we would get the other half of the sock money. But you have to have a couple of people interested to want to get them rolling. So, if you're interested in those Hypercube socks, and you don't have to ask me what to do with them, go over to discord.hypercubego.com and join the Discord and submit your pick for the Hypercube sock design. It's interactive, and you can get socks. You need them. Merry Christmas, filthy animal. Which brings us to segment 2 of Cube News, Call for Peas Surrogates. So according to messages I have received from Peas in varying lengths of time in between these correspondences over the past few weeks, if you recall a few weeks ago, Peas was presented with the option to shit his pants on air and opted not to, and left the show to go poop in the toilet like a baby. So he hasn't been back. We've been pretty hard on him. I know that we make fun of Peas a lot, and that we can say some mean and nasty things about him, and I know we might tease Peas and harass him and set him up for practical jokes, and we kind of insult and degrade and humiliate him. I just want you to know that is not all for nothing. I will continue to do all of those things. But in the meanwhile, until Peas is able to resume the show, I was going to put out a call for people that might be interested in coming in and sitting in on an episode of Time for the Show and running through a show with us. I might reach out to a couple people, but if you're interested, if you think that you've got what it takes to talk on the internet, again, go to discord.hypercubego.com. Introduce yourself into Hypercom. If you're already there and you want to be on the show, send me a DM. Slide in my DM. That stands for dick messages. That's what you get. Cube News Section 3. The YouTube subscriber count is 13 away from 400. So if you haven't subscribed to the Time for the Show playlists and the wacky cadoodles that get uploaded to Hypercube Go on YouTube.com, go to youtube.com/HypercubeGo and click the subscriber button. And if you're the 400th subscriber, then you're going to be the one I come to get the next 100. First 400 are the hardest, you know. So go over there now and subscribe to Hypercube Go at youtube.com. Huzzah. The Christmas special loads tomorrow. That's 1323. That goes into my blind eye. I'm getting to it. It's coming. Fidd was able to send me over the file today, but we did do a show last week, and I think most people were, it was after Christmas, so they were in bed humping their pillows. So we'll have that up. And then the Hypercom spam drive, again at discord.hypercubego.com. I'm looking at ways to build the community. It's time to enable the community, kids. You understand what I'm saying to you? It's time to enable the community. And we're going to band together and we're going to form a party that is going to take action in the designs of a committee to instigate further investigations into the probability of doing something. So go to discord.hypercubego.com and join today. That's it for Cube News, Fidd. Unless you got anything, any breaking headlines sweeping across your desk from Special Assistant Tammy over there, Executive Producer and Floor Manager Tammy.
Yeah. Well, she's the Executive Producer of Chaos. But you already knew that because her name's Tammy.
Is it Tammy with a Y, or Tammy with like 2 E's, or Tammy with an I, Tammy with a high with a star?
It's Tammy with that symbol that looks like an A and an E, or like butt fucking each other.
Yeah, I always thought that was Prince's last name.
I think Kanye took it.
He's not my blind eye tonight, I'll tell you that much.
Whoa, slow your roll, Fox. We're not at the blind eyes yet, you silly goose. According to the show notes, it's time for viewer mail.
Hooray!
Yeah! Line 19 of the show notes, blank. Line 20 says, Dear Peas, I hate everything about time for the show. The wonky upload schedule, the missing hosts, the shifting audio quality. Well, I think we addressed that earlier. The incessant branding, the shameless plugs and promotions. Why do I keep listening? And that's from Pete Cornhair of Obliged, Nebraska. Well, I tell you what, Pete, you are on the right track. You see, it's my personal mission to do everything I can in regards to this show, to bring the viewer count all the way up to 0. That's how I like to refer to it, up to 0, because that's my goal. Because once you stop listening, I get to stop having to do this shit. So, Pete, I'm going to have you sitting at the front of the class from now on, because you get it, sir.
You know what the crazy part about that is? I believe, if anything, Pete, he's been listening to the show.
Well, that makes him a bad... that means he doesn't like us, because he knows that we want to stop doing this show, but we can't as long as there's at least one listener. So all the haters tune in every week just to keep us in our indentured servitude of Freethink Radio. And so yeah, Pete, if you really want that gold star, you'll stop listening. Like right now. Like set your house on fire with your radio in it immediately. That's my advice, Fox.
Do you think Pete listens on the TuneIn app?
Well, that's what I'm using to do the time warps.
Oh
So,
yeah, you listen to Free Think Radio on the TuneIn Radio app, which is available for Android, iPhone, and Chinese communist cell phone devices.
Fox, we're not at the live read part yet.
No, I'm just doing a shameless plug. Were there more mails?
Well, it's literally shameless because you stand nothing to gain by that. Yeah, there is another one. It's at line 37 of the show notes, and it says, "Dear Peas, which Nintendo game is the hardest to masturbate to?" And according to line 40 of the show notes, that came from Diddley Kangs of Maryland, Ohio.
Nintendo game is the hardest to masturbate to?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you the easiest Nintendo game to masturbate to: Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because they're teenagers.
I thought it would be Mario Party, because then you could rub your dick on the analog stick and get a blister. That's what they gave all those gloves out for.
I think
that's the easiest. The hardest?
Game. Yeah, I'd say Contra, because I always had to use the code to be able to get off. I wasn't ever able to do it without the Konami code.
More like Cucknami code. Am I right?
Line 42 of the show notes. Dear Peas, what's the best way to use a flavor infuser with crystal meth? And that came from Orville Rogers of Hanna-Barbera.
I think if you load up a wine bottle with about 30. What do you measure meth in? Grams? Pounds? Put in like half a pound of meth in a wine bottle. Festive fruit, sangria style. Crystal sangria methamphetamines. Sangria methamphetamines. It doesn't sound bad right off the bat. Sangria methamphetamines. A couple of slices of oranges, dark cherries, hunk of pineapple or two. And then just load it into your soda stream and set to max. And you can do that with any wine bottle. If you have a wine bottle in your house and a soda stream, make sure, go try carbonated wine. It's great. Make sure you set it to max. Who's your crystal meth provider this week, Fidd?
The mailman, actually.
Through rain or sleet or blow.
Or ice. Yeah, the Postal Service is really struggling to find creative new solutions to their negative income flow. And no idea is a bad idea is their motto. So I'm on like a kind of promotional trial program where the post office sends meth to me. Now, I don't do meth, but I'm just a big supporter of the post office, and I want to, I'm willing to be a trial participant.
Send your meth to 6428 Dolby Peak Drive, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89108.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking that earlier. I think Peas could use just a little
Peas could use a
meth.
little bit. I think he's earned it. I think he's earned it.
A little bit. Just a Smurf's cunt hair of meth. He'd probably feel better.
A smidge. Which happens to be the local vernacular of the Smurfs for a cunt hair. It is a smidge.
Well, there's 8 smidges in one Smurf cunt hair.
Oh.
Yeah, it's metric.
On 8?
It's a kilocunt.
Damn. Well, There goes my
Actually, I
joke.
had on
There
my
goes my
to-do
joke that
list.
I was going to use later in the show. Can't. Oh man. But I still have that bit. But I have to drop that joke. Man.
No, you can still do it. It'll just be a callback, bro.
Nah. Okay. I'll don't think about it. Are there any more mails?
Not according to the show notes. Didn't you say P sent you something? Or was that just something?
No, I went over that earlier. You know, he's basically quit the show while he's shitting his pants, and then when he's done shitting his pants, he'll come back.
Man, I didn't quit the show when I shit my pants, but
You made a movie. We made a movie about you shitting your pants. Damn it.
that's how good I am at shitting my pants. Line 47 of the show notes is blank. Line 48 says blind eyes, and line 49 says, who's your blind eye, Fidd? Kind of like low-key blind eye. That's what the kids are saying now, right? Low-key.
Key Wi-Fi.
Well, right off the bat, my blind eye is that my beer is empty. So, I'm going to fly a plane into my refrigerator and blow the door open so I can get another beer out. And tell you about my second blind eye. First one beer, second one frop. Man, I got some good frop, and the neighbor started shooting off fireworks tonight, and it scared the hell out of me. The firework going off.
You got spooked?
And it was because I was super fropped up. So at that moment, frop was my blind eye. But you know, I don't feel that anymore. I never mind. I can't stay mad at you, frop.
Yeah, I can turn a blind eye not to frop, but to frop enthusiasts, like fans of frop. And I think I'll just call it frop abuse. You know, I really like living
the
here.
People that have a picture of Bob Marley up in the living room like he's Kim Jong-il.
Yeah, but well, it's not a picture. It's a blanket that they bought at some roadside display. And they've nailed it to the wall. After sleeping on it for a few weeks and not cleaning all of the dirt and jizz off of it. Those. Frop enthusiasts, frop abusers. You know, you'd have to go to that house with. That's why because I live in the future now. I live in the future, and I can go into a store and buy frop, and I can give them cash. I can use a debit card. I can use my magical e-money and buy frop right there at a store. I don't even have to get out of my car. They have a drive-through. And I used to have to go over to the guy with the Bob Marley shit and jizz encrusted blanket nailed to his wall, more than likely over the one window in the room.
And that's after you spent a day and a half chasing him down, not responding to the texts, the calls.
Yeah, and so you finally made it over there. And, before you're going to be able to pick up, this guy, needs to he needs to inspect the stash as it's going out. So let me just take a look. This is how much you got here. This is how much you got. We got y'all lined up, and that's good. So why don't you take a hit? And I'm like, no, man, I'm ready to go. This is a business transaction, not a segue into me watching you watch someone else in the house play Super Nintendo from across the house. I'm gonna go. I got Let's Plays on my YouTubes at home. But they're like, well, come on, man. Before we get down to business, come over here and take a hit of this. And then they don't have like a frop stick or a frop roll-up, but they have like dehydrogenated frop wax. And you know you're in trouble. You're in trouble because you're with an addict. You're with an addict and an abuser, and you know this because he has a blowtorch. Anytime you have to get out a blowtorch to do frop, you are just I don't know what to say. What is that term? You're not just you're just overindulging. Yeah, you're going Super Mario. You're going Super Mario. You're going total Super Mario on my ass because you have to.
Because Mario was a plumber, and you played a lot of Mario games. Doesn't make you a plumber. So put down the fucking blowtorch in the PVC pipe.
.com. So I'll take your. I'll just take that as my blind eye tonight. Frop abusers. They're a disgusting lot, and they should not be pitied. If anything, they should be quelled. But this is not a call to action. This is merely just an amusing social commentary. Who's your blind eye, Fidd?
Well, the blacks. Again.
Yeah, we've done that. You gotta liven it back up.
I mean, it's just the only two things I ever wanted in the world was a huge penis and to be able to break dance. That's it. But all I got was some lousy privilege that I haven't even figured out how to cash in yet. By the way. So, yeah, I know there's not enough planes, but, you know. Maybe we could just hit Jesse Jackson. I mean, not we. I mean, if they did it. You know. If they happened to do it. Not because they listen to this show.
The only one listening right now is you.
Time for a time warp.
Is it really time for one of the time warps again? Is it time for the time warp? The only one listening right now is you.
Well, you don't know if you're in the time warp yet until you.
The only one listening is you. The only one listening is you.
You don't know if you're in the time warp yet. But that's the thing.
The only one listening is you. The only one listening is you.
But that's the thing. You don't know if you're in the time warp until you see yourself on the other side of the
you. The only one listening is you. The only one listening is you. The only one listening is you.
That's the thing. You don't know if you're in a time warp yet until you see yourself on the other side of the room.
The only one listening is you.
All right, good time warp, buddy.
That wasn't bad. I hope somebody was listening.
All right, show note. Oh man, I don't want to do the paid copy yet. We still got a lot of real estate ahead of us. It's only 10:34.
It's halfway through the show.
Well, normally we have to leave about 20 minutes for Pease to apologize. But he's not here. He's going to have a lot of apologies when he comes back. We might have to get through just 3 shows of apologies before you and I can say anything again. Well, you know, this is a business, and it's time to take care of business.
Taking care of Hypercube all the time. Taking care of Hypercube. I can rhyme.
It's time for our sponsor's favorite part of the show, the paid copy.
And you know, we read this twice last week. And so I was thinking, you know, and they seem to like that. You know, since we started doing this copy, I have not received any negative feedback from the listeners or our sponsors, which I assume means it's going swimmingly. And so after not hearing anything from last week, I guess we should step it up. Why don't each of us read the copy tonight?
Okay. We'll do 3, 2, 1, go. And then we'll both read the copy.
Oh, we'll both read the copy at the same time. Yeah. Well, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Okay, let me just freshen up here. Just get a little water here. Okay, I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Paid copy.
You've tried stand-up and gone. Your sketch group have all gone to rehab. You can't do a knock-knock joke without someone doing a bit about internet doorbells. Face it, making people laugh is hard work, but it doesn't have to be. Now, even you can bring hearty guffaws and belly-breaking laughter without ever having to write a tight dive again. Introducing the Jimmy Fallon School of Improvisational Comedy, a 34-week e-learning program that shows you how to evoke guttural giggles from scores of glassy-eyed Cro-Magnons willing to pay exorbitant ticket prices to watch you and a group of 17 open mic holdouts play Duck Duck Goose for 2 hours. Learn how to circumnavigate, quote, traditional principles like setups and punchlines by simply acting wacky and behaving like a spastic teenager desperately trying to convince their parents that their new lifestyle choices are completely sincere. This patented system was developed by late-night virtuoso and hero to millions, James Beauregard Fallon, in response to massive demand that he reveal how he was
in stage and screen by constantly impressing
A-list celebrity guests with his lightning quick and dynamic prose. Learn fantastic techniques that will propel you to the top of the comedy empire ladder overnight, including overreacting to everything, playing social media challenges, stealing the moment, feigning embarrassment, slapping furniture, ruining Weekend Update, executive brown-nosing, blackface, TV VCR repair, endorsing Ponzi schemes, enabling child groomers, or get your GED.
You can also get your degree in business management or accounting.
You won't believe how successful you have become when standing on the necks of your predecessors. Act now and get our free companion book, Ring Finger, How I Nearly Lost a Digit to My Home Countertop Despite Abusing Set Pieces for 15 years. Don't delay. Late night television won't last long.
Order now!
Participants in this program are held liable for their own hate mail.
Well, that was the photo finish, Fox. I thought you were going to beat me. You were ahead of me for a minute there, and then I cranked it up.
I always get excited when I get to the ring finger part because you know I don't know if you knew this about your hero and personal idol to millions, Jimmy Fallon, but he had an accident. Well, not an accident, because an accident implies that nobody's at fault. He had an incident. An incident occurred within the Jimmy Fallon home residence, and he had actually, I believe, he slapped his counter. I don't know if he was doing it while falling because he was possibly, just pissed drunk and beating his wife. But that's what it comes down to. He nearly tore his finger off because he had a wedding band on his finger and it got caught on the countertop. And it nearly pulled his finger off. It did pull all the skin and muscle up around the first, or it was either the first bottom knuckle there or up to the second knuckle. But he nearly lost a digit to doing what he does on The Tonight Show every night so well, which is slapping that furniture. And not only that, he's married. And I was just thinking of the lucky lady who shares
what's
a bed
what's his
every
husband's
night.
name?
Yeah, well, it is a mystery. Hollywood celebrities are very secretive and very private individuals. We should respect that. So buy the book, buy the Jimmy Fallon course, and get the book. Of course, the course was written by James Beauregard Fallon, who is in no relation to Jimmy Fallon of The Tonight Show on NBC, on Comcast NBC broadband internet television. That's a different Jimmy Fallon. This guy also, he went through the same thing. Lost his finger to a countertop. Actually, I think, yeah, Jimmy Fallon. Somebody married Jimmy Fallon. What a lucky man. Lucky man. What's the next part of the show?
That would be line 111 in the show notes, which is blank. And line 112 says ellipses, quotation, 39 lines left. It says there's 39 lines left, but that's the end of my notes.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I've got them here, and I don't blame you, Fidd, not all the time. But you're reading, you hadn't gotten to that part of the notes yet. You were reading them on the show, so that works out. You did good. You tried.
Wait, I thought you
and that's what mattered. No, I didn't type that. I have the rest. What, do you not have the rest of the notes?
It literally says 39 lines left at line 112.
Guess we hit a paywall on our text limit. We're
I thought you did that.
Discord another $37. I would never put a joke in the show notes, Fidd. How dare you? How dare you?
Oh wait. I just re-downloaded it. Let me see. Oh, there is more. Oh, you got me. You fucking sergeant at arms.
I knew I'd get you. I was going to get you to pay for this month's Discord Nitro, but damn it.
Alright, well, I guess, according to the new edition of the show notes, it is Subgenius Court. Which I don't know how we're going to do with just the two of us. Peas and Fox must appeal to Judge Fidd. One must defend an idea, the other must oppose.
Well,
we fucked up. We were supposed to invite somebody to do show with us tonight.
Well, then why don't we throw it out to the chat? Why don't you pick a topic and flip a coin whether you're gonna represent the defense or the opposing counsel, the prosecution, and we'll leave it up to the kids at home. Go to, if you're listening to this show on freethinkradio.com, or you're listening to it at youtube.com/hypercubego, go to the Time for the Show Discord at discord.timefortheshow.com. Click the button, join Hypercom, and why don't you tell us who you think wins this one? And there you go. There you go, Phil. We got it. So which one you want to do? We got a couple of things on the docket tonight.
How about, you shouldn't be able to use surveillance video of me taking a piss in a parking garage as evidence in a trial where you're charging me with taking a piss in a parking garage. I think that's bullshit. Oh wait, did you put ideas in the notes?
Did you get that? Well, I know you read the notes one line at a time. I believe you because you read them out loud. I hear you read them. I guess you hadn't gotten to that part yet.
Yeah,
I mean, that was an interesting. I mean, that was, I like what you said there. But the first thing is that we're not using it as evidence against you. It's evidence for you, Fidd. But yeah, there's some stuff in the notes.
All right, well, can we circle back to that one, like, sometime soon? Because
can we get the social justice court where evidence is considered prejudicial? Your Honor, you cannot use that footage of me smashing that guy in the head with a bike lock. That's not fair, Your Honor, and you should check your privilege. Yeah, fuck Subgenius Court. Can we start going to woke court? Got a lot more fun.
I don't know. My Irish male, cisgender, balding head ass would probably not fare well.
But after you get the crap beat out of you, we could go hang out in a safe injection zone.
All right, well, there's two other cases on the docket.
What we got?
One is the reintroduction of indentured servitude in the West. Ooh, that's a good one. Mm-hmm. And then there's another case, statutory vape laws. Vaping in areas designated as no smoking.
I nominate you for the defense.
Ooh, that is a good one. Because that's why we invented vapes. To be able to smoke where you're not allowed to smoke. Yeah.
Yeah. And
then the third case on the docket is the annexation of Kansas City.
A lot of meth jokes tonight.
Well, I'm going to dismiss the jury while I grab another beer.
You're going to go to the safe beer injection site. Fire up a cold one. When I like to drink, I like to put like some surgical tubing around my throat and close it off really tight. And then I just kind of empty an entire beer in, use the top of my mouth like the rim of a glass, just go all the way down, and then I just kind of rip it open and it just flushes right down.
Oh, I'm running low on beers. It looks like it's going to be a tequila night.
Praise the Lord Almighty in all of his infinite knowledge that we're only 12 minutes away from the end of the show.
Well, I'm calling a mistrial because
But you're out of beer?
Yeah. I only have 2 beers left. That will not be enough beers to conduct a fair trial.
what about a fair round of proving grounds?
Now, if the prosecution wants to make a motion that I do a shot, that might bring this back within the purview of the court. Oh,
You're a purview. Oh well, are you presenting to the court? What are you? So yeah, which case are we taking, and whose side are you taking on it?
well, you already said you wanted to defend statutory vape laws. Oh wait, you
No,
wanted to defend being able to vape.
Yeah, I nominated you for the defense of statutory vape laws upon hearing your pronunciation of designated that you know that I typed
Vaping in
in the
areas
notes.
only disintegrated as non-smoking.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I'd take the prosecution on that if you wanted to defend that, and then we put it up to the kids.
All right. Well, if it pleases the court, then here's the deal. I had experience in a bar in Maryland around 2010 or 2011, kind of like when disposable vapes were first starting to hit. And there's this bar. You can't smoke in bars there. But you were allowed to vape because it was new. I guess the law hadn't caught up to it yet, whatever. But you were allowed. So I went in this bar. It was old, owned by this old fucking bat of a woman. And I pulled up the seat, ordered a beer, and pulled out my vape and started vaping. And she scowled over at me. And she said, "You can't do that here. It's no smoking." And I was like, "No, it's cool. It's vape. Like, actually, you are allowed to do this. It's fine." And even the bartender was like, "Oh yeah, no, that's actually, he's not breaking the law. Like, it's fine." And that made her even more mad. The only thing that could have made her more mad at that point than the fact that she thought I was smoking a cigarette in her establishment was the fact that she corrected me for it and ended up being incorrect. She couldn't handle that, so all she could muster was to scowl over at me again and say, "Well, I still don't like the look of it. Take it outside." And it's like, come on, man. This is an example of when society created a solution to a problem. A lot of people want to go to a bar, half the people want to smoke, and half the people hate the fact that everybody's smoking in there and making it nasty. Well, we got a bunch of fucking eggheads together, and we created a solution, and we called it the vape. And here's something that you don't have to worry about the second hand. It won't make your clothes stink. And now everybody can be in the bar together again. It's what you call a solution to a problem. But no, it's like the birth control pill. It's like, well, here's a way that people can, Christian fundamentalist who's mad about people fucking. Well, here's a way they can do it, and they won't come up with babies that they have to abort because they won't get pregnant in the first place. Nope, I don't like that either. We're not really good at accepting solutions to problems because we grew up in a world where the problem existed. And then once you solve that problem, well, now I can't complain about it anymore. I can't tell people to stop doing it. I can't go up to perfect strangers and then with righteous indignation correct them and tell them to do something different than what they're doing. I don't have that dominion or that power over anybody anymore. So that is why statutory vape laws are unconstitutional. People should be allowed to vape in areas that are designated no smoking. I rest my case.
That's quite a load to rest there, son. But first off, I'd like to address the court. First off, looking good, looking good. I don't know what I was expecting. This is overwhelming. Just you're doing good. You're doing good. But truly has entered into Discovery everything that I pretty much, I have to say, I think he laid out my case for me quite well. But I am not going to come to you in defense of so-called Karens, Heathers, Tammys, Debbies, Bettys, or Bobs. Because what I'm talking about here is America. I'm talking about freedom. Something we remember that we used to enjoy. It used to be fantastic. And this transcends America. This is reaching all around the world. From the slums of Dubai to the ghettos of Toronto. Ladies and gentlemen, them days, what works, whatever you is-betweens, what I have to present to you, sexy, beautifully intelligent people, is that statutory rape that Fidd Chuli stands not only accused of, but has willingly admitted to this court. He has crossed the line. And it is disgusting. It is disgusting. Because years ago, we had a tradition that we would uphold. You would go with your kids and your grandmother, and you'd meet up at the Ryan's Family Steakhouse, or the Golden Corral, or the Shoney's. For the love of God, people, Shoney's. And you'd walk in there, and they would say, smoking or non. And even if you weren't a smoker, you were presented with the opportunity to sit amongst them. And you had a much more memorable experiences. You and your children and your maternal grandparents and your uncle who offered to pay for Shoney's, but for some reason can't find his wallet. You have a much more memorable experience as you smell someone pump out like a small little tobacco-powered power plant. An entire carton of Benson and Hedges mild 100s. And folks with an X and an S after the X. You handsome, beautiful, nondescript, androgynous folks. We don't have that anymore. Because now it is stretched across the board that you're not even supposed to smoke inside. You're treated like some sort of subhuman scum because you just want to remember how America used to taste. You got to do it outside with the animals. And under that sign that you have chosen to respect just as much as you do when you put your heart over a flag with a bunch of stars or a leaf on it, you say, I will abide and I will not smoke my delicious, healthy, natural, organic tobacco cigarettes inside this establishment. But Fidd Chuli, this Holocaust victim in clown's clothing over here, with his dirt feet, he's vaping, not just inside, but while directly standing under and looking at the sign. No smoking. and he dares to defy it anyway. Despite putting off an obnoxious smelling toxic cloud of water particles, propylene glycol, and some sort of citrus-scented Febreze look-alike brand, as the wafting aroma of menthol fruity pebbles creeps across your nose, you feel the urge to vomit. Fidd, reportedly, is one of them kind of guys that might act like a kid, a punk kid. And I think you stand with me, America and the world, when I say, fuck the kids. Like, dismiss them. Dismiss the children. You know, that's what I mean by that. So if you want to stand up and do the right thing today, the world, you handsome, beautiful world, stand up and say, I say fuck the kids. And I vote Fidd Chuli. Guilty, disgustingly guilty, grossly negligent, grossly incompetent, grossly defiant, mostly gross. Mostly gross. And set an example to so-called American citizens that think that they're above the law. Because it's disgusting. I rest my case. You can vote on the pinned message in the Subgenius court. That's in the chatter cube. That's in the chatter cube over at discord.hypercubego.com. It seems that Fidd, as the defendant, currently has 2 votes. Dr. Fox has 1. Click the Fidd head or the Dr. Fox head after you listen to this part of the show and go to discord.hypercubego.com and click the head. Click the head, Fidd. That's it. I think that's the end of our of that bit. Are we ready? Do we have any more show to do?
I gotta say, I actually concede my case. The argument being based on how gross I am. It is my New Year's resolution to not take a shower in 2023.
That was my original blind eye. That was my original blind eye, and I was going to say, don't change. No, just no more. No more. Just no more New Year's. No more New Year's. It was going to be so fucking easy to write down everything. Whenever I had to write a check, Fidd, it was going to be April 30th, 22. It's always going to be 2-2. 2-2. A lot of good reasons to stop there. You know, first off, it's easy to remember. It's 2 2s. What year is it? 2 2s. That's it. You're done. You don't have to keep up with that anymore. And then on top of that, it's Gray's Bob.
Yeah, we lost that.
We lost that opportunity. Now it's 23, and I can't think of anything good associated with the number 23.
That's right. We now find ourselves under the beginning of the shadow of the year 2000 and color 23.
Boy, we're gonna get it this year, aren't we? I thought my year last year was rough. This one, oh my God, this one's gonna kill me. Listen to timefortheshow.com while I'm still alive.
All right. Well, you want to plow through some proving grounds?
Absolutely. What do you got? I haven't read them tonight. I'd like to thank my wife for sending these in, and so I haven't read these, and yeah. Let's do the show.
To be fair, Fox only wrote them, but he didn't read them after he wrote them, so he doesn't know.
I copy pasted them. I think I saw 2 words of the one at the bottom.
All right, it's time for my third favorite part of the show, proving grounds.
It's my second favorite part.
What is this bit, Fox? What's the proving grounds?
Proving Grounds is where we show that we are ready to shine. That after approximately 1 hour of time for the show, which is an effective warm-up, by the end of the show, we are ready to tell jokes. And so what Reverend Priestess Aster 6 has done is she has collected actual headlines from news organizations around the world and compiled them in a short list. And what Fidd will do is he will read the headline, and then we will try to say something funny about it. I think it's a short list tonight. It's a short list tonight, granted, because I know I was looking up stuff earlier and I couldn't find anything. It's been a short week for funny news. Short week for funny news, guys.
All right. Here's the headlines. Couple raises money to remove Wham! Last Christmas from airwaves.
Hostage negotiations at BBC headquarters settled.
Black Lives Matter confused over whether or not they should support the lift of Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas.
Why, does she just want a white Christmas?
I think she's half black.
White Christmas. White Christmas.
Speaking of black people,
yeah,
big butt ants are a South American delicacy. How about ants that are a member of your step family are still the top porn search?
All right, so I had the visual. As you said that, I had the visual in my head, and I saw the big butt ants, and I immediately saw your aunt, your aunt, Aunt Tammy, Aunt Tammy. I saw Aunt Tammy, and she had a big, thick booty butt, but for head and her arms, right? She had ant, like the creature, like the creaturezoid, the ant. It was the head and body there. That's as far as I could get. But I did imagine it twerking that thick bubble ant ass. Thank you for the free bug porn. I'll pay you $1 for it. Anything else funny?
Yeah, it's time to play Is It a Band? And then the band is free bug porn.
What are the rules to this game?
Alright, I'll be honest with you. It's not in the show notes. I just tried to pull a fast one on you. Alright, well, there's another Proving Grounds. Video game can trap players inside virtual Applebee's. They don't even have pool tables. Otherwise, I might be okay with it.
First off, the charm of Applebee's is that every drink is a 2-for-1. And it doesn't matter, because once you've reached 14 beers at Applebee's, at the airport, you've still drank 14 beers at the airport Applebee's. Would you like to join me in going to the airport Applebee's and drinking 14 beers? You can figure out how many beers it is later, but know that there will be 14 of them at the Applebee's at the airport.
Yeah, the problem with the Applebee's...
Wait. Ah, fuck, I just had it. A video game traps you inside virtual Applebee's. Oh, what the fuck was it? Schemes? No, you can't say schemes. That would be libel. I can't say that. Applebee's plans IRL experience. Okay, wait. Okay. Video game traps you inside Applebee's. Player responds, "It's just like real life." There we go. I got it. There we go.
And that's the proving grounds.
That's the proving grounds. That's all you get.
Well, now it's
So
usually time to suck the dicks of the people who support this show on Patreon.
They say that you have to climb to the top of the ladder to succeed. And what you don't realize is that that ladder is constructed completely out of dicks. Rung after rung, dick after dick, I ascend. And, yeah, sometimes it's a little slippery. Sometimes they're really hard to stand on sometimes. But I do it anyway. And I have to suck the ones going up above me to get up to the next one. It's like a whole Contra thing. You have to balance. It's like Battletoads with a ladder made out of dicks. And that is my life. Who do we thank tonight, Fidd? I'll have to re-download and open to see them.
Oh, come on. You were on a roll.
I got them. I got these dicks that I'm sucking.
Thanking momentum going. And then you threw it to me?
Yeah, well, I had to reopen the notes, but I got them. We got Subject T Change, Bob South, Michael Marcus, Long Dead, Hazel of the Windmills, Caller 23, Dr. Cosmac. These inhuman monsters continue to contribute to time for the show. I really appreciate it. Now it's a new year, so now it's time to do the show. It's kind of time to do the show. Got a lot to do. Thank you for everybody for holding in and rejoining and committing. It means a lot, and it keeps the show going. It keeps the show going. Trust me. Patreon.com/hypercube. Go there, sign up. $1 a month. Amazing content and features can be unlocked, along with Discord perks that you can flaunt to other gray named users at discord.hypercubego.com. And of course, thank you to Dr. Ellis and Martha Artha of freethinkradio.com for hosting us every Monday night on freethinkradio.com, 10 p.m. Eastern. Listen to their show, The Short Bus. And that's it. Is that 9 p.m. Wednesdays?
I don't know. They keep changing it on.
It bounces over. Wednesday nights FTR. Go on their Discord. Go to freethinkradio.com. Click any of the buttons, and that'll take you to that Free Think Radio Discord and join. Say hello. Ask about doing a show. Shows every night of the week. There's ones I don't even know. I've been gone. I don't know. And the channel it's a whole other beast. And it's like, hey guys, it's time for the show. And like, who the fuck is this guy? So yeah. Good to be back. Doing time for the show.
I just checked the schedule for Dr. Ellis and Martha Archer's show, The Short Bus, and it is on. It says. In the middle of the week when Fidd Chuli is drunk enough that he feels like he wants to run his pie hole and bomb our show. So that's when that's going to be on.
freethinkradio.com. Get a show. Do a show.
Occasionally bomb their show while I'm drunk. But they're very gracious victims of my terrorism. So we appreciate that.
There's podcast playbacks, and there's of course the work mix music load of Dr. Ellis's gigantic server farm in the great American state of Canada. We can't officially call them a state yet, but I believe in them. That they are our 49th. Canada, you are our real 49th state. And you're welcome. You're welcome. freethinkradio.com. I heard rumors that it, but I don't know if I should say that or not. I don't know. But Dr. Ellis told me some cool stuff, and I don't know if he's mentioned it or not. I'll have to check with him. I'll have to send him a message. I was talking to him earlier today. But yeah, get on there and do a show. And when you do a couple of shows, you get on the website and you're having fun. You're doing a show.
Well, that's why you're a pro, Fox, because good radio is bringing up that you heard something really juicy and then not saying what it is.
Which
Ever.
one?
I don't know. You said you heard something juicy about Free Think Radio.
I mean, it's tantalizing information, and it's maybe slightly scandalous, I could say. There's a big secret. Dr. Ellis has a secret. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm not going to tell you.
Now I know. I think what you're talking about.
It's not my secret.
Yeah.
Dr. Ellis has a secret. Don't ask him. Don't ask him. He's over.
I think everybody's going to find out soon enough.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the
Stay
secret?
tuned to Free Think Radio for the great disappointment.
Dr. Fox says you have a secret. What's your secret, Dr.
All right. I think I finally got the level style, Fox.
Oh, great. So we can stop now, right?
We can, yeah. It's all nice and cushy. So
you're doing a great job. Caller 23 wanted to. I believe he would want to like pummel you with praise and solicit. I'm not even gonna attempt it. I'm not.
Well, you went over it in Cube News, but this is out for a little while. He's on the disabled list. And so we are going to harness the power of some of our supporters, including Caller 23. So, again, Fox already said, but if you're interested in having a chair on the rotating panel of co-hosts for time for the show, let us know, and we'll get you in here. Because as you heard tonight, this show sucks without a third party. Me and Fox have been riding Pease's coattails for years now. And now that we don't have somebody to give us the illusion that we're entertaining, we find ourselves at a loss. So, Caller 23, if you're listening, we're going to wrangle your ass in here. Anybody else that's interested in a good wrangling, do let us know, and you're in.
Yeah, and I should go back up through the comms, and I'm gonna reblog. And I'll do this live because we're at the end of the show. We're in the post show now. Do you have a theme song that you play to signal that it's the end of the show and we're going into post show?
Yeah, I can whip that up really quick.
We'll throw that on. I'll grab that. Where is that? Okay. In the dispatch. There it is. I'll grab that. And again, this is one of those things where I'd have to look at it, but I will. I believe that if Pease gets additional funds, it says poop. It must not be working. Well, I was at least trying to do it, so now I have a note. But if you want to help Pease out, you want to send a donation. If you want to send Pease a donation, send a donation commented to Pease and send it to paypal.me/.fox. Just send it to me, and I can send it over to Pease immediately. That way. But yeah, help out. Let's help out our buddy Pease. I really appreciate everybody who threw the hell down to help Pease through what's going on, and he needs God. he needs a lot of rest. He needs a lot of fucking rest. And so while we're letting him, he needs to chill out. He needs to relax. And I'm not going to bother him with the show. When he's ready to do the show, Pease, when you're ready to do the show, just let me know. Or just come on anytime you want to do the show. But until then, I'll keep up with you. But let me know when you're ready. So you, viewer at home, look at what you've done. Look at what you've done. You have put this poor, sweet, handsome creature into this state. You have nearly killed him. Look at you. Bad. No. So step up. Step up right now. Either come on and say, all right, I'll do an episode of Time for the Show with you. And I'll allow you to harass and verbally berate me for about 37 to 48 minutes at 10 o'clock on a Monday. Or send the money to me, 2 P's, and I'll send it over to him. But again, appreciate everybody for helping out our boy, the most handsome, the squeezable, lovable, squishy, and gullible Reverend Pease, the original host and creator of Time for the Show. Thank you, Pease. We couldn't and we wouldn't have done it without you. I hope he's okay. Is Pease okay?
Last I saw him, he was with Buddy.
I think Buddy's okay. I hope.
So that's not a good sign.
Is Buddy okay?
I don't know. Let's end the broadcast right now and go check on Buddy.
All right. Good night, kids. Tuck yourselves in yourself. Night, night. Let me know when we're clear.
Well, I'm just playing the theme song again. We're still on. We can talk over the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds of theme song. We still have to go.
Yeah. Do you want me to cut down a selection for the theme song? Or do you want to run it through any kind of remix or something? Try to do something shorter for ins and outs. I like the idea of playing the whole song once during the show, but maybe on the way in we do like a 30-second remix. Mash it up with some Taylor Swift. The kids would love that, Rubik's Cube and Taylor Swift.
I would give my left nut to see Taylor Swift and my right nut to see Rubik's Cube. So that mashup would literally cause me infertility.
Well, you're pretty good. You do it.
Did you hear my Gullah Gullah Island mashup?
I know you've told me about it at least once. If you have it, send it to me. I'll listen to it. I want to listen to it. It's not that I want to listen to it, but I'll listen to it. But yeah, with Gullah Gullah Island, with Benya Benya Pollywog.
Yeah, it's Gullah Gullah Island and a Beatles song called Octopus's Garden. And it works really well because there's a lot of like splashing wave sounds in the Gullah Gullah Island music that the lyrics to Octopus's Garden are going against. So it works.
Drop that in the Chattercube Discord. We should all hear that immediately.
Oh, maybe I'll just play it after the show. And then you'll have a copy of it when I send you the show recording. Oh, too late. The theme song ended. I didn't find it in time. I am obligated under Canadian law to return you to your regularly scheduled Free Think Radio programming. Bye, Dr. Fox. I'll see you next week, since this is the only
Goodbye,
time we ever
Fidd.
talk to each other.
It was good. It was good running into you tonight.
Yes, fortune smiled upon us. What an eventful fate of auspiciousness.